Hello, my name is Greg M., and I'm a bookaholic. My channel is Another Bibliophile Reads, and I have troubles not buying books. I like to buy books. It makes me happy to buy books. I buy more books than I can possibly read, and they sit unread on my shelves or on my Kindle. There are two ways I buy books. I buy the physical books, the paper books, but I also buy a lot of digital books. And for this video, I'm just going to talk about the digital books because I have an Amazon Kindle. An Amazon Kindle frequently has digital book sales where a book that is normally $11.99, $14.99 might be on sale one day for $1.99 or $2.99. And I hear that book calling to me saying, buy me, buy me. And you have to get that high tone in the voice, like an insect trapped in a web. Buy me, buy me. So I buy a lot of digital books. Last year, I was part of the 100 book challenge created by the evil mastermind Criminale, where everyone had to read 100 books that they already owned before they could buy another book. And I joined that rather reluctantly, but I joined and I succeeded. I read 100 books that I owned before buying any more books. And this year, I'm doing it again as the Read What You Own Platinum Challenge. So I have to ask myself, do I really buy too many digital books? It's something to think about. When I ended the 100 book challenge earlier this year, at the end of March, I started buying books again around March 24th. And I stopped buying books on November 7th. So in between those two dates, I purchased 74 digital books. I only read 12 of those digital books. That is, if my math is correct. Well, let's do the math expert here. Alexa, what is 12 out of 74%?
12 divided by 74% is approximately 16.2162.
Okay, so I've read about 16% of the books.
Remember, the force will be with you. Always .carrot, trust your feelings.
Alexa, you're an idiot.
I don't understand what you meant by that question.
Oh, if I were only an editor, I'd get rid of that, but I'm not a video editor. So I've also DNF'd 6 books. Alexa, what is the percentage of 6 out of 74?
6 is 8.108% of 74.
So I DNF'd 8%. I've read partially, these are normally anthologies, 4 books. Alexa, what is 4 out of 74%?
4 divided by 74% is approximately 5.4054.
Okay, so there's some numbers. That comes roughly to, I've read or partially read about 28% of the books that I've purchased. That really is not a great number. There's a whole lot of books just sitting on this Kindle that I have not read and maybe will not read. There are some that I definitely want to read, But you keep buying more. But no, I'm on the Read What You Own Platinum Challenge and cannot buy these books anymore. No matter how tempting that $1.99 sale is, that $2.99 sale is, I've got to read 100 books before I can buy more. And maybe next year I can bring up that percentage. I would like to think that I could bring that percentage up to over 50%. I think that would be satisfactory. 75% would be really, really good. I don't think I'll ever get to that level, but that is a level I can aim for in my dreams. But 50% next year, that's a goal. So, is buying 74 books between March and November excessive, when out of all those, I've only touched really 28, something like that? I don't remember my math. It's difficult to decide. It is a problem because they just sit on my Kindle doing nothing. Financially, I can afford it. It's not a financial burden. None of the bills go unpaid. My cats still get cat food. Cats still go to the vet. Don't have to worry about that. Most of these purchases are Kindle sales. Out of those 74, I believe 3 were full price Kindles because I needed them for events that I was participating in and couldn't wait for the price to drop. But still, I don't know. That's a question I just can't decide. Is purchasing 74 books between those 2 dates too many books, considered that I've only read 12, I DNF'd 6, and partially read 4. I think it's too many. I'm just looking at some of these books that I bought, and there are some that, who knows when I am going to read them. For example, there is American Pastoral by Philip Ross. I've actually read that book before, and I really enjoyed it. But for whatever reason, I unhauled the paperback. And when it went on sale for $1.99, I just couldn't say no. I just had to purchase that book because it was so cheap. And maybe, just maybe, I'll want to reread it someday. But when you look at all the books that just maybe read someday, maybe it's better to pay full price for that book if that time comes and not worry about these sales. So maybe in the long run, this is what this challenge is about, to wean me off that practice of just buying a book because it's on sale and maybe I want to read it. And maybe I can bring up that percentage to actually read or touch 50%. That's my goal. 75% would be absolutely fabulous, as I said, but that is a stretcher. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to list or read to you every book that I've read since then. I'm going to put it in the description because me reading a list of 74 books is going to be awfully boring, I think. It's much more convenient for you to look into the description and see what books I've purchased. And if you are a regular watcher of my videos and you see a book in that list that you think I should really push to the top, put it in the comments. I'll get to it. Thank you for watching and keep on reading.